to him, that was art. Like that, the boomers were like one of the first generations where the advertising was art. Like after 9/11, Budweiser did this commercial where all the Clydesdales took a knee and they said from one America, and they were doing it and you're like, where was it? And they're doing it in Jersey and you're looking at where the towers used to be. And it took you a minute to get it. And then they all take a knee and Budweiser said, from one American icon to another. And my father's like crying in the living room going, this is the greatest thing I've seen. The bodies were still like smoldering and my father, yeah, here it is. It's crazy.
Rogan experience.
And that's how they've done it throughout history.
Right.
I mean, that's what they did when they got rid of JFK.
That's what Lizzo should have done with those bitches. But those bitches who turned on her because she was trying to help them. First of all, that's not even a character. Like, you don't get to be a fat backup dancer. That doesn't exist. It's not real. Lizzo made that category of person. She made it. And then they turned on her. That's crazy. What is she? It's on Amazon Prime Video.
What's up, y'all? It's Lizzo. I'm looking for dancers to join me on my tour. We thick and we pretty and we know what we about. It's the battle of the big girls.
Background dancer for Lizzo would just mean everything.
You could tell how badly this was going to go, by the way.
Hey, ladies! What do we have in store? This is the fun part.
I'm always doubting myself, and I feel like that has been detrimental in how I approach dance. I'm realizing that I do deserve a spot on that stage.
It's hard to love yourself in a world that doesn't love you back.
You were created specially in your image for you to enjoy.
You don't have to be light-skinned.
Making them rehearse, taking them to a sex club in Amsterdam where the performers are shooting bananas out of their pussies because this is what happens. And Lizzo's like forcing them to touch the nude performers and force one of them to eat a banana that came out of the vagina of a performer, dancer in the sex club. Lizzo makes the girl, she's like, eat the banana. And then the girl gets really angry at that. But supposedly, Lizzo was just abusing her power. This is what they're all saying.
When you're a big girl and you're not exercising,
and
then all of a sudden someone hires you for a dance show because they want big girls.
Right.
And then you have to do that kind of shit every day. Your body's not prepared for that. Your joints are weak. What was it? You could get really fucked up doing that.
The trashings that I took from the age 20 to 24 in my young comedic career about how awful I was. I had a joke way in the beginning of my career because of the times. Let me preface this. This was way in the beginning of my career. This was a joke that I had about little people, midgets at the time, and it was so bad. It was I got robbed by a cross-eyed midget, and the joke was I didn't know he was robbing me because I was with somebody else. So he was looking at my friend, but he was robbing me. It was like a play on being crossed. It was a very, very awful joke. I remember telling this joke and a phone book comes flying on the stage. So I had this big ass computer. All I see is his back hunched over. It's like baby oil right here. And I come in, I'm like, yo, what you doing? He's like, yo, get out. The trashings that I took from the age 20 to 24 in my young comedic career about how awful I was. I had a joke way in the beginning of my career because of the times. Let me preface this. Are you jerking off in my house, man? He's so sick. He's so fucking sick that he didn't stop. He's like, get out. And Patrice said, read it. There's better material in it than what you're saying now. Crowd starts laughing. When I say they used to trash me so bad, man. Give you a legendary Patrice O'Neal story. I caught Patrice jerking off in my house before. I moved to LA. I'm staying in a 2-bedroom apartment. I just got there. Patrice was coming out. I said, yo, you need a place to stay? I said, I got 2 bedrooms. You can come there. This is my ex-wife at the time. I come home.
Like if you're a comic, especially if you're a comic, like I called Opie and Anthony once. I was talking to them, and Anthony always has a gun on him. He carries a gun everywhere. Like he has a concealed carry permit and shit. And I said to him, do you ever worry that maybe you're putting out this energy and you're manifesting something like some sort of an attack on you because you're constantly dwelling on it and you always have this gun? And Patrice goes, Joe believe in magic. Joe believe in conjuring up the world. Hey man, I'm positive energy. Just starts laughing. See, he's magic. Joe's magic. Shit on me. And I'm like, when he would go after you, man, it was like you just want to step back and watch.
Comedic hate
It's a different kind of hate.
is a different kind of hate.
Yeah.
Comedic hate.
Right.
Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal.
Rest in peace.
Probably the best. Patrice
sure,
used to do.
time.
I remember when I would talk, and if I was saying something, you would just hear, ugh. What you talking about? He's like, ugh. What are you talking about? He's like, just the way you talk bugs me. You do it. You ping pong hate off of one another.
Yeah. Unless it's funny.
It can be funny hate.
Sometimes
funny
you go
hate.
good hate.
Funny hate is just between yourselves.
Like Patrice.
Patrice was one of the best.
Funny hate.
One of the best funny haters. Okay. You bring up a good point. The Comedy Cellar, the days that we had there, man. Bill Burr, Patrice O'Neal, Keith Robinson, Jim Norton, Colin Quinn, myself. When I say we would sit at this table. We would sit at this table for 4 to 5 hours, and it would be nothing but beautiful trashings to one another. When I say they used to give me so much shit, that's probably why it's so hard to bother me now.
And he said, you got to understand that all jokes come from the same place. The ones you like and the ones you don't like. The ones that make you laugh and the ones that make you mad. They all come from the same place. Someone's just trying to be funny.
Yeah. And the hardest thing for me to explain, I was like, do you think people think of jokes and while thinking of them think that they're not going to be funny? Everything that you think of in a joke form, you're thinking of it because you think you're going to get a laugh behind it.
Yeah.
The gamble is if I get the laugh versus not get the laugh. If I don't get the laugh, the joke was not funny.
What is the reason why you take the SSRIs?
I think because when I'm off of them, something feels wrong. I feel it's a battle.
A battle.
It's a battle to, even if I do running and I do fitness, right? It's a battle to keep myself even. So instead of dealing with that at a more intense level, I choose to take them because it just makes it a little bit easier. I don't think it's taking the easy way out, though, because if I don't take them and I still do all those things, it's hard for me to get to a good baseline.
What do you mean by wrong? Like, when you say you feel wrong, what does it feel like?
I feel like at any moment, kind of my feelings can just drop off into like a really surprised low.
Out of nowhere, for no reason.
Yes.
There's clear research showing that anxiety is influenced by genetics. In fact, experts notice a family connection for anxiety even before they understood how DNA or genes worked. If you have a close relative with anxiety, your chance of developing is about 2 to 6 times higher than if you don't.
Well, I don't know if that's genetic or if it's just like
Learned behavior.
If your mom is always or your dad is always like, they're fucking anxious and they're fucking, if they come over and they're always fucking tickling you, then you're gonna fucking feel tickled all the time.
If you're always getting fucked with.
Yeah, something, bugging you or something, even just tickling you with their words.
Of generalized anxiety disorder and related traits. Well, for sure, mental illness is genetic. There's a lot of people that are mentally ill and their children are mentally ill, or their family's mentally ill, or man, I used to have a much more ignorant view on mental health because I have my own mental health issues, which I'm sure we all do, but mine was like, just don't be a pussy. And even though I don't have to take anything, I'm still doing something to mitigate it. I'm doing something every day to work on it. So I always wonder, maybe those people just aren't doing the work.
Yeah.
I don't think that anymore.
I think, there's times where I thought that I'm just not tough enough. I'm just not doing enough. I'm not enough to battle this. And And then I get to a point where so many times I tried to stop taking it, and it's like it's too much of a discrepancy that makes things unmanageable to a point where it feels like it's unfair to be that unmanageable to myself. But it's gotten, doing that ayahuasca stuff made it a lot better than it had ever been.
Neil Brennan said it basically cured him.
Yeah, he's the one who took me to it.
Yeah, he said it made him much happier. It cured him of like a lot of his what he felt like were personality disorders that he had. You know, like Neil's a great guy, but he's very, very smart, very smart. And sometimes, you know, I wonder about real smart guys. They're just always thinking about things and maybe too much about certain things. And, you know, you just get overwhelmed by thoughts and anxiety and emotions. And yeah.
What'd you say, boy?
And eavesdropping on nature. Right up next to it.
Oh, dude.
Feeling it.
Oh, ayahuasca, dude. You'll fucking... Mother Nature, she'll break out that wiener and you'll be like, damn, I didn't know Mother Nature had a wiener, you know?
Mother Nature's got everything.
It's powerful, dude. That ayahuasca stuff is real powerful. So I would like to do that again. Now, I would like to maybe take 30 days off and try ayahuasca again. I feel like I'm getting back around where I would like to do it again, you know?
Yeah.
I would, man, because I want to fucking feel. I want to be right up there on nature's fucking.
Want to be in there.
Just eavesdropping on nature's nuts, boy. I think,
Yeah.
God, I'll be right up there.
Yeah.
I think the generic one, whatever the cheaper one is. You know, I think it's I don't know what it is, but it is. They say it's fine. You know. So I don't know if I believe them, but I mean, I'm fucking taking it.
In fact, they say that exercise is 1.5 times more effective than SSRIs for curing depression.
Oh, in a heartbeat, man. If I take because I take SSRIs and I do exercise. If I take my SSRI, I don't feel really anything. I just feel like, oh, I took my SSRI. But if I go for a run, like even today, I had to go run a couple miles. I was like, I know I'm going to be on here. I want to like just be in like I want to have my good energy going. I'm going to go for a run, you know? And so, yeah, I know that it makes me feel better if I do something athletic, you know?
But because you just brought them home because they prop up your meaningless lives. It's the best thing I've seen from him. It was my just favorite thing because it does seem like he's totally raw. And I feel like that is him.
Yeah.
Like he is being real in that moment where he's basically like, no, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's the shiny thing. He goes, it doesn't matter that it doesn't work when I get it home. I want it now. He goes, I want the thing on the commercial. I want it. And there is something so deeply American about that. It is disturbing on some level. Corporations were like, McDonald's is it. Your kids are going to love it. And you're like, all right, go to McDonald's. Now, my cousin's 2 kids have never had McDonald's. They're 6 and 4. She goes, she goes, I can't control them forever, but for right now, they'll never have McDonald's. We grew up eating there.
Yeah.
Because corporations were paramount. My father loves commercials as much as TV shows. He used to call me like the Budweiser frogs were his favorite thing in the world. Remember those 3 frogs?
I do remember those
on
frogs.
On the lily pads?
I
They would
do
go,
remember them.
Budweiser. And my father loved them. The way Jerry Seinfeld sells, like, he goes, there's nothing better than a pair of Levi's or you know?
Yeah.
Or he goes, a Volkswagen Beetle or a Bic pen. He's like, if things don't make you happy, you don't have the right things. It's so funny. And I feel like he does think a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Because that is a group of person, too, where they're almost spiritually connected to inanimate objects.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and he said this is all going to be in my new book, Soulful Materialism. But it's just funny to me because it's like there are people you meet that when you talk to them, you go, oh, yeah, like this does mean a lot to you.
That's a very funny premise, though. That's
Best thing I've like, I think his, you know, I'm not familiar with all of his comedy. His show's brilliant. Obviously, his comedy's brilliant.